fix it. What is up, guys? This is the Brian Wilcox here. I just kind of like bent my foot and he looked at me like I'm funny. Anyways, Mr. Funny Guy over here is the Noah Falconberry. Just a friend of mine. Doesn't really work for the PSGB, but he loves Assassin's Creed. So I thought I'd talk to him for a little while about what just happened with Assassin's Creed and what he wants to see from the next Assassin's Creed, which will obviously end up probably coming out this year, later this year, around November, October. So anyways, people at Ubisoft, people who make the game, if you know that, they said that the game will not be in Japan for Assassin's Creed 5. Will not be in Japan. Is that a bad thing for you?
I don't live in Japan.
I know, but like it won't be in Japan though. Like the game won't be set in Japan. So like
will be
like assassin ninjas, you know.
So it's gonna be set in Japan, or it won't be.
It won't be set in Japan.
It won't.
That's what they said. It won't be set in Japan because people were like speculating that this document says it's gonna be set in Japan. Is this true? And they're like, no. We don't want the ninjas in here.
Well, I always kind of like the idea of this happening, like following a historical line with the country that I live in, which is US of A.
Mm-hmm.
And so I just kind of like the whole idea that it's following the US's history and kind of it feels more homier and almost.
But it does release to every country, so Japan would be like, yeah we're pumped. But then you'd be like, nope, we're taking that back. We're bringing it to US. So
I mean, how Assassin's Creed 3 was on the Revolutionary War, and it was in the U.S., or what would end up being the U.S., I like that whole idea, and then the whole pirate thing, I don't know, it just felt good to me to have it.
I understand. So what would you want this set to? Did you want it set back to maybe the Industrial Revolution, or would you want it back to the American Revolution? What would you want?
Well, I feel like obviously as the games have progressed through 1 to 4, the timeline has been going up and it's getting more and more modern as it goes on. So, I don't know, I feel like as long as they keep going with that, I mean, I don't think you can just go from Revolutionary War to like Civil War or something like that. I feel like some of the important events that happened in between there
should be highlighted.
Should be highlighted in that. It shouldn't just skip a big time frame like that. And I mean, hopefully, because I love Assassin's Creed, so I want more and more games continue coming out.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, eventually, I'm guessing Assassin's Creed will catch up to modern times. Yeah. So, I just want the game to keep progressing.
Now, this isn't really like a question that I had written down, but now, would you want the game to kind of end if it got to modern times, or would you want to keep going something like a Watch Dogs, you know?
As long as he has knives and hoods, I am fine.
Knives and hoods, fellas. You heard it here.
Yeah.
So, would you want the Hatham family to come back? Or do you still want that Hatham generation to still be there if it was set in America? Or what would you want? Would you want like I shouldn't say Connor because he was a Hatham, wasn't he? Ezio. Like an Ezio family coming back, or would you want a brand new family? What would you want?
I mean,
that?
Personally, when I first started playing Assassin's Creed with Assassin's Creed 2, which introduces Ezio to us, and I absolutely loved the whole Italian feel to it and all that. And I like the whole noble families, and then the whole like conspiracies going on like that, and then a new family like a spy ring going on during American times or something like that. Yeah, I mean, a new family to follow in the Assassin's Creed order, and like the Abstergo versus the Assassins, all that. I like the whole family idea.
Okay. Now, if we just take a step back for a second and look at Assassin's Creed 4, it was a great game. I believe it got like I want to say an 8.5 on the PSGB. If I'm wrong, you can go check that out. Link will probably be down below. But I think I got an 8.5 on the PSGB, and there was a few things it did wrong. What do you think it did wrong, Assassin's Creed 4?
Well, the storyline, with the pirates. Yeah. Well, first of all, I thought it had an interesting take with the pirates and how he was he didn't want to join the Assassins at first.
Yeah, he wasn't about doing, like, he was kind of greedy. Yeah,
he was greedy. He wanted to do stuff for him.
Mm-hmm. That's what really pulled me in. Yeah,
yeah,
because it wasn't like the same thing that we get every single year. It didn't feel like an annualized game anymore. It just felt like a brand new, fresh character. But so did you not like that? Like, you didn't like how he wasn't.
Well, there's the pros and cons to that. I like the whole, I guess, bad guy attitude he had for a while, but then as he kept going, I guess he kind of got more doing stuff for other people, but he also had that same greed that he started with.
Yeah.
And I guess I wanted him to kind of develop into more of like a transformation that Ezio went with, because he was kind of that
like a noble.
The noble bad boy kind of dude. He was all about himself at first too, and then he has his family killed, and he goes through that huge transformation where he's all doing this, one, for revenge, and two, to help the assassins and others and the citizens of Italy and all that.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I didn't really see that transformation in Edward Kenway, and I don't know, I guess I wanted to see a bigger transformation in him than that.
I understand. So, like, gameplay-wise, though, like, did it break anything to you? Did anything change that you didn't like? Like, what was wrong with that?
Well, it had that, it has the same Assassin's Creed feel with the combat, and the combat is super smooth, and I love it. That's one of the main reasons I like Assassin's Creed, is the combat feel to it. But, overall, the whole storyline, it was good. I like that, and it was just really smooth, and the whole ship fighting, it felt good. It was it really took it from Assassin's Creed 3, and then
speak for yourself. That oh my god! Like, did you like? What was so great about it though? Like, was it just like the feeling of sinking a ship, or was it actually like making your way to like hitting each ball into the ship, and just slowly killing that ship, because it was really like repetitive for me. It's like, oh, another ship. Okay, let's just press square or triangle again and again until it goes down. Like,
I mean, yeah, it got repetitive, but I think it also added kind of like a sense of realism that I think that time where pirates were in the Caribbean, I think it added the realism to that and what it would have been like for a pirate. And I mean, don't get me wrong, I sucked at the fighting on the ships.
Yeah.
But
who didn't? Like, honestly.
But when I got it damaged where it couldn't move and then I bored it, I loved that going on there and then raiding it. That was super fun to me. So.
Now, like, did you have a problem with like, the size of the map? Like, because it was extremely bigger than...
It was massive.
I mean, I guess I wouldn't say bigger, though, because of, like, all the water that you had to go travel.
Yeah.
But were you kind of upset by that because of, like, the size of it and, like, the time it took to travel?
It took me forever to get from A to B in that game. Yeah. And, I mean, there's a lot to do that you can do from A to B, like raid ships or find those, the whaling and the fishing spots or the diving that you can do. But if you're just trying to get to A to B, it is such a hassle just to sail the ship, and it's so slow. And the map's absolutely massive, and it's easy to get lost. You're constantly having to check the map to make sure you're on track.
Yeah, that's definitely a big thing. But actually, if you guys do have the PlayStation 4 version, was it kind of easier to kind of scroll with the touchpad and just kind of find your way that way, or was it more of a struggle because you're just like, what is this new thing that I have to use? Like, was it harder or was it easier?
I haven't really gotten used to the feel of the whole touchpad on the controller.
Mm-hmm.
It just...
At least it's being used, though, It's not just like some paperweight.
Yeah, because, I mean, I guess I've always been with the regular, just doing everything with buttons and stuff, and I just haven't gotten used to it. But it does make some things easier, and I think really that's all what you prefer to use. I mean, some people might really love that feature on the PS4, or it's just meaningless to them.
All preference. I got you.
Yeah.
So a lot of people on the internet, the Twitters, they all yell at us in the PSGB saying that we're not doing things right. But they also yell at Ubisoft for not doing things right, especially on the multiplayer side. And they say that their multiplayer is just a waste of time and it's the same thing every year. and that if they put more time into the single player, it could be how good it was during the second one.
Right.
And just the second one was actually pretty good. Would you agree on that?
Oh man,
the second one was like the
second
best.
one was great.
Yeah, maybe the first one, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, do you agree with the whole get rid of the multiplayer and just focus on the single player and make it as best as possible?
Well, I don't think they should get rid of multiplayer per se. I'd make it different, because they're absolutely right. It's so repetitive and there's almost nothing new to it, and I mean, it's difficult to take a game like Assassin's Creed and put it into a multiplayer game, but I guess we just need something new for the multiplayer, and not just be so repetitive about it. I mean, if they're gonna continue doing what they're doing with multiplayer, then yeah, I'd say get rid of it and just work on your whole storyline, cause it's so great already, the storyline and the combat in it. If they took the time they put into making a multiplayer game for Assassin's Creed, just imagine how amazing the just story gameplay would be.
Yeah, I understand. So there's another thing. This is the last giant question I have. So there's this another thing on the Ubisoft survey. They asked a question about if there was supposed to be a Pirates game, like a spin-off to Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag, and another Assassin's Creed that kind of takes it to another place. Which one would you buy if you had to choose one?
So like how they did with Ezio, where they branched off and did his own
like
kind
a
of thing?
Connor. You know what I mean? Where they just kind of branched off, made another story, made a new generation. Or would you kind of want to explore more of the pirate side, just a little bit more?
I think with Ezio that really worked, where they continued with him. I mean, first of all, because they were still getting started with the whole Assassin's Creed thing.
Yeah.
But because of the events of that time period that he was in, there was endless amounts of things that they could throw in there, and because it was so interesting. And like they had Leonardo da Vinci in it, the Borgias, and
Assassin's Creed, you get your Blackbeards and all your other guys for Assassin's Creed 4.
Yeah. But I think one of the things about the whole pirates thing versus the whole Italian time period is because movies are constantly coming out about pirates and stuff. I guess we're just used to the idea, and it's not just so interesting to us as it was for the Ezio series, where like a bunch of people didn't know what was going on, so it was constantly a surprise to them, as well as hearing familiar names from school or learning it and all that.
The pirate takeover. Well, that's about it for us. Now, just one quick segment right here. If you had to choose an Assassin's Creed game, the name of it, where it would be, the character, if you had to bring back a character, what would it be? Your fantasy Assassin's Creed game. What would it be?
Well, I am a die-hard Ezio fan, but his time is over, I'm afraid.
Oh, you got me right there. I see that. Like, I'm a die-hard SEO fan, but you...
But, as I said before, the timelines of the Assassin's Creed progression through time has to continue.
Well, it doesn't have to, go back. It's, your own personalized game.
Yeah. Jeez. I'd have to say, if I was gonna put it in a place...
Modern day... Charlotte, North Carolina, Noah Falconberry.
I'm not
Your
ready.
New assassin.
I'm not ready for modern day Assassin's Creed, because I like the historical feel to the Assassin's Creed games and how it's not just modern and stuff like that. I mean, so many games are just modern, but
it's a tough one. Those are all periods.
I don't think the Assassin's Creed games are ready for Civil War era. But I feel like when they are, that would be an amazing time to do a game in. Just like for Connor and 3 during the Revolutionary War.
I like the ideas. I like it.
I love the idea of the Civil War being in one of these games. And that'd be good. And because there's the big assassination of Abraham Lincoln with John Wilkes Booth.
I was just gonna say
I mean,
that for my dream. Like that would be kind of cool to kind of see some kind of Assassin's Creed storyline in that murder.
I mean,
Some conspiracy.
like picture this: John Wilkes Booth
Mm-hmm.
is a member of the Assassin Order.
Oh, I like that. I was gonna say the other one.
And then there's the main character, the assassin you'd play as,
Mm-hmm.
and they're clashing. They don't see eye to eye on anything. They're constantly fighting, and the main character ends up being right about whatever the John Wilkes Booth would be doing wrong, and John Wilkes Booth is wrong, and he goes rogue of the Assassin Order, takes orders from Abstergo, if that's going to be Abstergo in the time, and decides to kill the president.
I like it. Get this man.
I feel like that'd be an awesome idea.
Get this man up to Montreal to work for Ubisoft. He has some great ideas. Ladies and gents.
I'm currently unemployed. Please do.
That would be a great job. It really would be. Oh my gosh.
Think
about Assassin's Creed all day long. Storylines and plots.
I could dig it.
Oh my gosh. Sure. Ladies and gentlemen, follow the PSGB on Twitter. I think we have like a Facebook page that we rarely use, but you can follow that. We'll start using that if you guys are going to follow us. We have a YouTube channel, which you should be on right now because you're watching this video. And that should be about it. Oh, we also have a website. That's our biggest thing. thepsgb.com, where you can find all things Assassin's Creed and more. Thank you guys for watching. This is Ryan Wilcox.
Noah Falkenberry.
And I appreciate it. Hope you guys
Thanks
enjoy.
for having me.
Hope you guys enjoy Assassin's Creed 5. See ya.